Morning. Welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. It's another day in the garage. I'm at a point where I don't know what to do next. I really don't know. Hence the name of the show. I know it's Buck Don't Know. And this is a case where I really don't know. I have lots of different directions to go in. So basically where we're at, yesterday I got my drive shaft installed, transmission buttoned up, pan gasket, changed the filter, put a new rear seal in, put the drive shaft in, put my parking brake cable back together, had to take it apart to make life a little easier yesterday. But basically I have everything ready to go up to the engine. And of course, well, I say that, of course, no interior, and got all the electrical that I need to run through, and I have the engine, and that's more or less the gist of it. I've got the AC heater plenum, which I've told y'all I am waiting on the heater core still. I've got the old one right there, assuming it leaked because they had the hoses taken off of it when I got the car, right? So it's a fair assumption that it leaked, and it was rusty and everything inside. The AC, I don't know if the evaporator core is good. Could take my chances and just put it back in the car and hope for the best, but I'm assuming that it doesn't work, or that it leaks, or that something in the AC leaks. They do have a wire running to a toggle switch coming from the compressor fan to engage the fan, I guess. So something in here is not working. I don't know if it's the switch that was in the evaporator coil. There is a I'm assuming it's like a thermostat switch, and it's got a vacuum canister on it. I don't really know how it works, but I have seen, like on vintage Thunderbird, he was bypassing that switch. I need to get a little more information on that. I don't know it. Regardless though, it's like the whole AC heater core plenum is not ready to be put back together, and that is a major component that goes in the car. I'm not scared to put it in there temporarily and have to take it back out to fix it later. Personally, I've taken this car apart now. If anything, it'll be easier to do than it was originally, and I know what I'm doing, so that doesn't scare me too much. But it's like I can wait 3 or 4 weeks and get the heater core in. It's supposed to be in June. Maybe I could at least have the heater core in. I can go ahead and put the evaporator coil back in and replace engine components. The I don't know, condenser thing catches the moisture, and maybe change a compressor if I have to, change the clutch fan. There's things on the outside of the car that I could run through and check, and then eliminate everything except for the evaporator coil. Or I could just buy the whole system. I think I want to say it was around $1,500 to get pretty much all the components, but I could send everything off. I could build the AC plenum, put it all back together without the evaporator coil in it, and send it off, get it checked, fixed, whatever. Probably need to make a phone call. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably call these people tomorrow and just discuss with them kind of my best options, because I am at a point where I need to make those decisions. All right, so there it is, the transmission pan and the filter out. And I'm just going to kind of inspect everything, and looking for metal, I guess. There aren't any magnets in here, so I guess that's a good sign. But I don't see any. Maybe that's, no. That could be magnets right there. Yeah, I think that is. Yeah, that is magnetic. So, but there's no metal on it. So that is good. I think this pan actually clean. It looked like this looks like fairly new transmission fluid. Probably when they were getting this car running again, they put some new fluid in it. I'm sure that gasket definitely was not new. Just running my finger in here. There's a little grit, but I think some of this might actually be my floor dry that was on the floor. I don't know. There's a little gunk in the bottom of the pan. I guess that's to be expected after 50 years, but I don't see or feel any metal, and it's actually looks pretty good in here. So I'm gonna clean this up, wipe it out, clean it up real good, probably go ahead and paint it, and put this thing back in the car. Well, I wanted to go back gray with it. That was the original color. Got some black, so just gonna paint it black, get rid of that gloss too. I prefer the flat black on these parts, but yeah, I mean, gloss is fine, whatever. And I'm gonna go under the car. I had to close the garage. It's like storming outside, getting all in the garage. But I'm gonna get up under there, kind of show you what I'm looking at. Try to see if there's a way I can clean up kind of the area around the transmission without taking everything apart. I would use oven cleaner, but this stuff, I don't know, oven cleaner chokes me. Like even spraying it right here where I'm like in open air and everything's fine. Like if I sit here, like it takes your breath away. I don't think you're supposed to breathe this. That's probably good advice. Do not breathe this. But yeah, I don't know about spraying this underneath the car while I'm under it. It does choke you up. Chokes me up anyway. All right, let me get started. All right, y'all, rear seal is in, and transmission pan has been taken out. Filter replaced, gasket replaced, torque to 13 foot-pounds, all the little bolts. And I've got it right, well, it's kind of hard to see, but somewhere down there, I've got the drive shaft and I'm about to install it. So I will be done with this project. I did have to remove the parking brake cables because they were just in the way while I was trying to hammer this in. And anyway, I've got that yoke or whatever, the two cables spline into, got it cleaning. You can hear the ultrasonic cleaner probably. But yeah, that's it. About to button all this up and be done with this shit. Okay, a few things about this power steering pump. One, this is not easy to get back in the car. Just another quick note, the bolts, you have 3 bolts. 2 of them are longer, one of them shorter. Of course, the short one goes on this bolt over here, the one by itself, and then the 2 long ones on this side. Just if you have somebody under the car helping you, I went through this already. And they were using the short bolt over here and it wasn't reaching, and this thing is very heavy. So just make sure you note which bolts are which, and give your helper some guidance, because I didn't know until we got to looking at them what was going on. And after a lot of cussing and almost dropping this thing on their feet, and it is not easy to get this back in. But once you get one bolt in, it goes fairly easily. So things I'm learning about the rag joint itself. So this is the steering shaft side, and you see it's got an alignment side on it. And if you look at the steering shaft, that's where it aligns, right? And the other thing you want is when this is in the center. That notch on the other end of your, if it'll focus on it, it's focusing on my hand. But anyway, right there, that notch needs to be facing up. When your steering gearbox is centered, basically that 1 3/4 turn that we did when we were centering up the whatever shaft that is with the gears on it. So all that being said, that to center it, this bolt on the steering shaft side should be facing up, best I can tell. There are also an alignment groove, you can see it right there, that fat one on the spline there, that aligns up with this. There is one alignment groove. There we go. And another thing to note is you can't put the bolt in. It actually goes through, you see that slot right there in between the splines. That's where the bolt on this end goes. So, and I had hell with mine. I had to re-tap the bolt and the thread. For some reason they were completely galled, but I'm gonna get this on and I'm gonna check my adjustment, because I'm assuming if it's not right, and I'm not saying it has to be exactly right, but yeah, you're never going to get your steering wheel alignment lined up with that notch, which I guess isn't a huge deal, but it may make life difficult for anybody that's trying to work on this car in the future. So, and mine was not aligned, by the way. My notch on my steering shaft was way off, like probably 90 degrees. So we'll see if we can get it a little better than that. Okay, so I have this bottomed out right here, and I should turn it 1 3/4. So we'll go put the bolt back in that position. That's one. And get it straight up, and that should be about 3/4. So that is pretty damn good, I think. I think we're going to be okay with our steering wheel alignment and everything. I think it's going to work out perfect. So yeah, that's what I wanted to check, and that makes me happy.